What is going on, everybody? Excited to have you here. So we're going to be going through an N8N build of a workflow for taking your meetings, your transcripts after the meeting that's recorded with like Fireflies or Otter or Fathom or whatever it is that you're using or the latest today. And you're going to take that transcript and you're going to save it into a database somewhere so that way you can do other things with it. So for us, we produce emails, we produce follow-up tasks for our people in Notion, and ultimately you can create reports with it. You can do actionable insights. There's so many things you could do with that transcript. But the first thing you got to do is basically classify it and store it. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to walk you through how to classify it, how to store it, and then ultimately how to write a follow-up email as a thank you for your sales call, right? So if you're not part of our group, we run a school community called Sales and AI, and it's all about how do we leverage AI as it relates to sales, right? So we do tips and tricks and walk you through different things. So let's jump into this. All right. Hey, so what you're looking at here is a Fireflies meeting. And basically what happens is the webhook comes in, right? The webhook is just an API endpoint, if you will, that's going to receive some data. Okay. And I'll show you how to set that up inside of Fireflies. But the data after the transcripts is complete will get sent into your N8N instance, right? Whether you're hosting it on the cloud or self-hosted, you would send it to your own webhook. And you would take that webhook, okay, and you would copy the webhook, right? So we're going to go into the webhook and we would go to production and we just copy that, right? And then we would go into our Fireflies account and you go into the settings area. And the settings area, you just click on developer setting or scroll down to developer setting. And then you click this little dot here. It says transcription complete, trigger when transcription is complete. And then you would just paste your webhook in here, okay, and save it. The webhook will come in and it'll get sent to Fireflies. So the way this works is you would search in here for Fireflies, and this is actually supported by the community. So this is an app that Fireflies uploaded and created, not NA. So what that means is it's owned and managed by Fireflies. So you have to actually download it. So if you have the latest version of, and it will show up there and you just click download. We would go into Fireflies and we would just pick get transcription, right? Get the transcript. And so that's what we put here. We say get the transcript. After that, what we like to do is we like to determine whether this was an internal meeting or an external meeting. Okay, so a text classifier is basically just an AI agent with a job to put it into a category. Okay, so you can find a text classifier by just opening up this and say text classifier, or you can just copy this entire JSON. Like you don't need to redo this whole thing. I created this for you and you can have access to it. It's inside our school community. The school community is called AI for Sales. There's a link below on how to get in. And ultimately, we have templates like this, as well as trainings and things that you can do. Everything we do is related to how to generate sales, right? So these are after sales appointments, but you could really use this for any type of meeting that you want. But for us, we like to classify it. Was this an internal meeting or an external meeting? So what I do is I take all the speakers, okay? So all the speakers from this transcript have been put into the text classifier. And we say internal. This meeting is only number 1 or number 2. So you would put the names of your people, right? So let's say you have 5 people. You'd say this meeting is only internal and has a combination of these people only and no other people, right? So that the AI would look for that. Or you'd say it's not just these people. And then that way it could say, okay, this isn't just Brian and Ivan. This is Tom, Dick, and Harry that are also in the meeting. Then it would know it's external. So it would classify that. And then you always need to attach a language model to the text classifier. So once that goes through, it's going to go through and it'll say internal or external. And then I just create a tag here that says internal or external. And then it'll create a field that just says tag internal or tag external. Then we like to get a copy of the analytics, right? We like to analyze from a sales perspective, who was talking more, was it positive or negative? What percentages were people talking? So that way, for our own knowledge or our own coaching and feedback, we could figure out, hey, listen, I didn't ask enough questions. I was talking way too much, right? So you always want the customer to be talking. And then we add this into Notion. That's what we use for our database. You can use whatever you want, but you would create a page in here and you would save that data to the page. And then from there, we're using Anthropic for this because Anthropic tends to be a little bit better. So you could copy this prompt, but you're a helpful assistant that's writing a follow-up email. And basically we give it the summary, the bullets, and the action items. You want to massage this prompt, right? This is just to get you started. One of the best ways to get the right output is to give examples. So if you have other emails, I would go in here and say example 1, example 2, example 3, and show exactly what you're typically writing in the body of the follow-up email after a meeting, okay? Because that's what this is doing. It's generating a draft for right after a meeting. And then ultimately it will save it in the draft. Until you train it and you give those examples, I would just create a draft. I would not have it send it for you yet. Once you have those examples, it'll really help to make sure that your output is more in line with what you're trying to achieve. And then all you got to do is just put that into the body there, and that's it. So this was a quick and dirty way to build this workflow. If you want to see more videos, check out our school community and do me a favor. It's super helpful. Be sure to hit a like and a subscribe down below. It really does help me, so I appreciate it. We are also doing a challenge on getting LinkedIn appointments where we help you turn LinkedIn into a appointment generating machine. And also, as one of the bonuses for that, it kind of ties to this, is after each meeting, we can turn those sales conversations into content. And that's one of the things that are included in the challenge. So be sure to check that out. Again, link below. That's all we have for today. Thank you so much.